Hi guys, so Warhammer 40k Kill Team Into the Dark. Yeah, to say I'm obsessed with this game would probably be an understatement. I am just so addicted to playing this. I love making and painting the miniatures, the kill teams to go with it. But as well as that, yeah, the board that you actually play on. Obviously this is the board that comes with the set, and yeah, well, it's alright. Obviously it's a nice sort of thick sturdy cardboard, looks pretty decent. Yeah, as we all know, obviously I love making things, and well, I wanted to make my own sort of kill zone board, which I recently did, well, a few months ago. And the joy of having a 3D printer meant I could print out all the tiles, which is what obviously I've done here, as well as obviously the walls. And on my kill zone board, I also included, yeah, a couple of areas to obviously roll your dice. And there's also all the tokens for obviously sort of conceal order or active, whether they're being used or not. And then if they take any damage, I've got some like damage tokens here. So I've been playing with this board the last couple of months, and yeah, really loved it. But then I came across this guy, Fabricator's Lair, and well, yeah, this sort of takes it to the next level. Being able to do the floor sort of tiles and light them up from underneath, I thought, yeah, it's time to upgrade my board and do the very same. So this is a Kickstarter, guys. It's live now. So go and check them out, because obviously, as well as obviously the floor panels, they do all the walls as well, which are just amazing. As you can see, a whole variety, and there's two different types here as well, which is great. As this is the one thing the Games Workshop is definitely lacking. All their wall tiles are exactly the same. They've brought out 4 different box sets and all the same walls, which I think is a bit disappointing. So being able to have a variety of different looking, well, spaceship interiors, which is what this Gallow Dark is meant to be all about. A variety of spaceships all sort of merged together. So yeah, this is awesome. So link in the description, guys. Go check this guy out. So I was lucky enough to get the files early, and then using my Anycubic Monophoto X2, lovely printer this one. Great base size, which I really love, because obviously, or plate size even, because you can print out so many miniatures in one go. So I'll send out some new resin from 3D Jake. And this one's a tough resin, which is pretty cool, because as a lot of you guys know, when you do 3D print stuff, sometimes the bits can be quite brittle. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see just how this one comes out. So I've been using the 3D printers from Anycubic for the past couple of years, and I have to say, obviously, I absolutely love them. Being able to print out my own miniatures and terrain is just amazing. And they're so easy to use. Guys, if you want me to do a video just on obviously the use of these, showing how easy they are to set them up from the box and to obviously use the slicing software and then the printing, let me know, and I'll do like a little video just sort of showing first time use of one of these, especially now as these are so much more affordable. So it didn't take long to obviously sort of print out the files, and yeah, this is how they come out, looking good. No issues, came off the supports really well, which I absolutely loved. So these ones, obviously they come these little table thingies to go underneath just to raise them off the ground, just so obviously then you can stick the lights on underneath, which is pretty awesome. This really is going to take the gaming to the next level and make these kill zone boards look just amazing. So yeah, thank you to 3D Jake for sending me this this tough resin. It's come out really well, and yeah, it looks great. So these floor tiles by Fabricator's Lair are just awesome. As you can see, there's lots of open areas so the light can shine through, and it's such a big variety of the floor tiles as well, which is just going to make these look amazing. So obviously this is my current sort of board and setup, which yeah, it's been great. I've been using this for the last sort of couple of months, and yeah, really pleased with it. But the fact of being able to upgrade the board so that these lights shine through is going to be amazing. And I'm also going to be getting a smoke machine very soon. So yeah, look out for that, guys, because I'll be able to have lights under the board as well as smoke coming up through the vents, which is just going to be amazing. So yeah, first thing I need to do is obviously take off all these walls and pillars and bits and pieces. Yeah, and then let's get ready to upgrade this board. So now it's all naked, it's time to get these little connectors on. I say these are great because obviously these raise up the floor tiles just enough that I can get some sort of strip lighting underneath. So using the tiles that are already there, I can use them as a guide on where I need to put these tiles, just to make sure they are in the same place. Yeah, don't worry guys, the screen hasn't frozen. The glue that I've got, it takes a long time to squeeze it out of these bottles. Yeah, it's a different kind of glue that I normally use, but yeah, it works really well, but just takes forever coming out of the bottle. And then yeah, it's simply a case of just gluing these all down, which say nice and simple, because I'm using the board or the tiles that are underneath as obviously like the template on where they need to go, which is really nice and cool and quick and easy. But just to check they are all okay and I've not got any of them at well, wrong angles, I am going to use obviously the floor tiles just to make sure they sort of clip in. And that's the thing I love about this as well, the fact that this is going to be very modular, as in I can clip these in, but at a later date if I see any other floor tiles that I'm after, I can get those as well. So if you check out the Kickstarter by Fabricators Layer, there's currently 2 different sort of ship sort of looks for tiles and walls, but they are going to be introducing a 3rd one when it gets unlocked, which is awesome. So as I'm going to be painting all this board, yeah, I thought I'd have a go at redoing or making it look nice and neat the dice tray areas. So I'm simply just sort of peeling out the felt that's currently there. I have got loads more, so I can put it in again. Obviously my favourite colour is orange, which is why I've gone for an orange felt. So yeah, obviously this stuff will all scrape out, make it nice and neat, just so that I can respray all of this, just because obviously I want to make it look well, nice and neat. So as the floor is raised around the outer edge, I'm just using a bit of I'm not sure what wood this is. It's not balsa wood and it's not hardwood. Yeah, it's some sort of wood in between. So apologies guys, I don't quite know exactly what it is. Yeah, just to help make it quicker, I actually went over and did some lines on the board. Yeah, it was easy enough to do it how I was doing it, but for quickness, doing the lines meant I could do all the rest so much quicker, which obviously is good. Especially when obviously say this glue takes forever to come out. So once it does start coming out, I sort of put little dobs of glue all over the place. As you can see, some of it's spilt out anywhere. Yeah, and I'm going to put these little table thingies in their places. Yeah, really quick. So the tiles fit really nice. For some reason when I made this board, the outer edge, yeah, I think my maths went a bit wrong and the tiles on the outer edge were a little bit shorter. So I'm also hooked on using magnets wherever possible. So these I'm going to put on this outer edge, and then I'll put them on the tiles just so that when they go down, because they haven't got anything to clip into, but this way they'll obviously, the magnets will just sort of secure it all in place. Yeah, I am definitely hooked on using magnets for all sorts now, just because I think they're absolutely amazing. So yeah, simply going around, drilling a couple of little holes here and there, and then yeah, getting them ready to pop the magnets in. So using my little tool here, this obviously helps me make sure I get the magnets in the right way around, as well as obviously picking them up. Sometimes magnets are tricky little things, especially when you use the smaller ones. So this little thing picks them up nicely, pops them in, and gets them nice and flush. So yeah, talking about magnets, obviously all the pillars that I had on my old board, they were magnetised, just because I love the idea of everything being magnetised. So when you lift this board up, nothing falls off, which is pretty awesome. So obviously these are the magnets I'm going to be using, but I'm going to have to make a little hole. Yeah, so obviously the magnet can obviously go in between all the tiles. So if I'd thought about it, I could have probably taken these tiles into Tinkercad and yeah, done a little bit of messing about and made the holes there. But I didn't, so yeah, just to drill them out now. But this Dremel tool is making nice light work of it, and yeah, it didn't take too long to make obviously the holes in all the bits. So once that was done, yeah, then on to priming them, and good old priming black, mainly because this is kind of my go-to priming colour, and the fact that I brought so many black cans. But I'm going to be using an airbrush soon, so hopefully I'll be doing all my priming with that. So I'm keeping the tiles nice and simple, and I'm basically just going to be some dry brushing with some good old silver, just to obviously make these floor panels look, well, like they're made of metal really. And the thing I like about dry brushing is it is quick, it's fast, it's just simple, it dries obviously really well, and yeah, it looks great. But the other thing I like to do sometimes with the metal is to add a bit of copper, just because this does then make it look like it's more, well, older looking. So again, dry brushing with that, but obviously as you saw there, I probably had a bit too much on my brush, as that first little bit wasn't quite as dry as I would have liked. But yeah, I do like sort of the old sort of copper aged metallic look, if that makes sense. Yeah, so again, more dry brushing over everything. Again, this is lovely and quick. At a later date, I could possibly go in and just sort of add some colour to bits. But initially, as I'm not too sure what I want the floors to look like, this is what I'm sticking with. Plus, yeah, when I do start getting more different wall types, I might then start to add colour that kind of goes with the walls. So yeah, some of these bits I have added a little bit too. Some sort of like rust effects on some of them, and yeah, just sort of picking out a few bits to sort of make bronze, gold, other little bits. But yeah, keeping them nice and simple. Say just because I think it looks great, just for any kind of terrain that's going to go over the top. So now onto the main reason that I'm obviously changing this board, and that's the lights. So initially I was going to go with obviously some red sort of LEDs, and then this other one, which is great because this one you can obviously comes with a remote control, and yeah, you can change the color of it. So obviously these are going to be built in, and because there's two units, I'm having the two plug into this little USB thingy, and then this then converts it into a normal sort of charging lead at the other side, so I can then just plug it in, and this will make it nice and easy. So obviously all the lights are going to be underneath the boards, out of sight, and I can just plug a little lead into the outside of the whole unit, and yeah, get the lights lighting up, and say being able to change the colors is just going to be a lot of fun. So I start by cutting out a sort of section for that double USB connector. As I say, this way I'll just be able to plug in my little lead from the outside, and obviously everything's nice and sort of concealed, which will look great. Yes, that's obviously just glued in place, and so there's enough cut out there to get the USB sort of bits in, and then just adding a couple of little balsa bits at the top just to sort of conceal everything. So yeah, these lights, I love using these. I last used these on the chess set, come out really well. Obviously easy to use because obviously they come with a sort of sticky back sort of plastic sort of thingy, and yeah, you can just stick them down, which say nice and easy. So it's just a case of going around the edge. I wasn't too sure how much I'd have. I was hoping it'd be enough to do all of it, but as I found out, I was a little bit short, so I had to buy another one of these. So my plan was to obviously evenly spread these out, so I've gone all the way around the outside, and then it's a case of going up underneath all of these little floor tile raisers. So obviously all the tiles that go on the top, they've all got the grills on the outside as well as obviously the inside. So I wanted to make sure I definitely got all the outside ones, and yeah, just a case of sort of poking these through and making sure they go through all of them. And then obviously where they get to the end one, they then got to make a 90-degree turn, and this is simply done by folding it on itself at yeah, well, 90-degree angle, which doesn't seem to harm the connectors in any way, which is pretty awesome, because then obviously it goes in and it comes out the other angle, which is cool. And yeah, it's just a case of doing that, well, on all of them really. So back to the felt. Yeah, obviously cleaned up the insides, everything's been obviously sprayed nice and black, got my felt cut to size, and then simply placing it back in. So this is going to make obviously the dice sort of holders, shakers, movers, whatever you want to call it, all nice and neat again. Yeah, as I say, I love the idea that this board is looking nice and clean, and yeah, I can't wait to use this board, well, in a few days time actually, because the board is obviously now all complete. And yeah, I started printing out some new wall tiles from Fabricator's Layer, so yeah, they'll be coming up in the video, well, the next video I would have thought, as yeah, just need to paint them. So that's the lights all in place. So I used two different corrector ones, and yeah, it's come out really well. So yeah, obviously light them up and they're looking great, and then it's a case of putting the tiles obviously back over the top, and so I love these because they just simply clip in, and yeah, the ability to be able to take these out and put new ones in is just going to be awesome. So all the outer edge ones I had to sort of change a little bit in Tinkercad, just because they are that little bit shorter size, but again, obviously they've all printed out really well, snap in place. In fact, they snap in so well, I'm not actually going to put magnets in them, because I was worried they wouldn't lay flat or they'd sort of pop up, but they don't, which is pretty awesome. So at this point I was still printing the new wall tiles, so for the moment I'm going to use the old ones, and yeah, these ones are obviously pretty good, as these were 3D printed as well. So these ones have obviously got the magnets underneath, which is great, because then obviously when you put these in the well, in the correct position, they yeah, they'll lock in nicely, and yeah, you have to give it a good old knock to obviously move them out of place. But once you get quite a few in there with all the wall pieces, then yeah, it's lovely and secure. And the other good thing, the new wall pieces that I've got, again, it's all magnetized, which I just love. So yeah, guys, look out for the next video when you see the wall panels, as everything's magnetized and it's just so easy to change the sort of setup of everything. So even the general terrain pieces that I use, I put magnets on them. Again, it's a great way of making sure if anything does get knocked, you know exactly where it came from. And yeah, it's just a case of getting everything ready now for my game. So putting all the dice back into their little trays, and all the little tokens. Again, everything here 3D printed. Well, yeah, 3D printed on me Anycubic printer. So guys, go and check them out, because I say the prices are really good, and they're always doing deals, which is just amazing. So I love my old Kill Team board, but I have to admit this one is, yeah, far better, loads more detail. Love the fact obviously the lights are going to shine up through, and yeah, I'm expecting a new smoke machine to be arriving, well, within the next week hopefully. So fingers crossed you'll be able to see that in the next video. If not, that will be in the video afterwards. Yeah, to have lights shining through the bottom as well as then smoke coming up really is going to make this game, well, just amazing. I mean, it's amazing anyway. But yes, I'm a very visual kind of person. So to make my my Killzone board looking this good is just, yeah, excites me no end. And this is the main reason that I love to use these clear bases, which I get from Fluid 3D Workshop. Yeah, again, link in the description for that one, guys. As well, they don't sort of get in the way. You can see exactly what's underneath. And yeah, say when these lights up, yeah, I just love it. Obviously the lights are brighter than this. Obviously I've got a bright light shining on it, just so you can see obviously everything nice and clear. But yeah, these lights really look amazing when it's obviously a bit darker. So yeah, these panels, it's the variety that I love as well. There are so many different types. You can do a Kill Team Zone board like this, and only have to sort of duplicate just a couple, because there are so many to choose from. So guys, don't forget to click on the Kickstarter down below. Yeah, you won't be disappointed. I absolutely love this, and the fact it is so modular. And as you can see, I just love how it looks, yeah, with the lights underneath, which is just going to be awesome to play against. So obviously these are all mostly red, but you can obviously change it to green, well, yellow, orange, whatever colour you want really. I hope you liked the video, guys. Don't forget to leave comments down below. Let me know what you think of it and what you might want to see in the future. And a big thank you to my patrons and Chaos Cards for helping support the channel. And you can too, simply by hitting that thumbs up button and clicking on the other video that's now on the screen. Don't forget to click on the Kickstarter down below. And yeah, next video I'll be printing out loads of walls. Yeah, it can be awesome. Okay guys, bye for now.